Hey guys, it's me, Issa Rae, back with another video. This is going to be the part 2 to the video that I made yesterday. I'm going to change the titles. Just know that I'm going to change the titles. So, updates, and just like some more ideas and thoughts that I've been having. So, as of right now, the total is that five cops are dead from the shooting in Dallas. 7 more cops have been wounded, and 2 civilians were also shot. So that's 9 people that were shot and survived, and 5 people that were shot and died. So that's a total of 14 people that were shot in Dallas. The gunman has been identified and was killed by police. He was identified as Micah Johnson, a 25-year-old, and he was in the Army, so he had, military training, tactical training, weapons training. So the reports that, he was sniping and, had body armor on and all that stuff was confirmed. He had no known criminal history, no ties to any terrorist groups, no ties to Black Lives Matter. He specifically said, I'm not affiliated with any group. I did this alone. I acted alone. And he specifically said, I want to kill cops. I want to kill white cops. I want to kill white people. And this is the part that I thought was really interesting too. He said, and I'm not feeling Black Lives Matter. I'm not with Black Lives Matter. I'm not cool with nonviolent protests and civil disobedience. I'm angry with Black Lives Matter because I feel like they're not doing shit. So I'm taking shit, into my own hands, right? Which is basically what I said. I said, the options are, because people were really furthering this weird rhetoric of it either has to be a protester or it has to be somebody from anonymous causing trouble. And I was like, well, maybe it's neither of those things. Maybe it was somebody pissed off that just showed up to the protest with a gun and used the protest as cover to shoot cops. And it turns out that that's pretty much what it was. This is someone that says he acted alone. He wanted to kill cops. He wanted to kill white people. He's pissed off about what's going on in our country. And he's pissed off from what he feels is the inaction surrounding the peaceful protests of Black Lives Matter. And, he was willing to kill or be killed. And it's just really funny to me, too, because it's ironic, right? It's fucking ironic as fuck. Because white people love to talk about how, Black Lives Matter is so violent, and it's a hate group, and it's the Black KKK, but we just saw real violence, actual violence, from someone that's fed up with nonviolent tactics, right? Someone who literally said, I'm fed up with Black Lives Matter, I don't fuck with Black Lives Matter, but they've been trying to, push this idea of Black Lives Matter as, this violent, hate group, terrorist group, but it's no, you just saw some real violence enacted against your ass from somebody that feels like civil disobedience is not working. Negroes, sweet and docile, meek, humble, and kind. Beware the day they change their minds. Y'all love to say oh, Black Lives Matter, and Black rage, and Black people are so angry, and Black people are so violent. And it's no, Black people have been very lenient and patient and nonviolent with you, and you just saw some real Black rage, and you just saw some real Black violence, and you just saw, someone that is really on some kill or be killed type shit with this resistance. So wake up, white people. Y'all shouldn't be worried about Black Lives Matter. Y'all should be worried about the Micah Johnsons out there. Real violence from someone fed up with nonviolent tactics. Black Lives Matter publicly said, that's not one of our protesters, and we do not condone violence, and we're all about the civil disobedience and the marches and the protests. So, maybe stop fucking trying to drag Black Lives Matter through the mud so much and actually fucking get concerned with the disciples of Malcolm X and Huey Newton that are, pissed, and since Black people are not a monolith, we can all feel differently about this. Historically, in terms of protests, most of us have fallen into the Martin camp or the Malcolm camp, and this guy was clearly in the Malcolm camp. So initially, a man named Mark Hughes was wrongly identified as a suspect. They splashed this man's picture all over fucking Twitter and the news, and social media had to be the one to point out, oh, actually, this dude is in videos of the shooting. Like, he's in videos, he's in footage. Look, he's right there as we hear the shots popping off. Like, obviously, this guy's not the suspect. Like, the Dallas PD themselves tweeted out, like, he's our suspect, And it's just like, they thought he was a suspect, and they detained him because he was a black man with a long rifle that he legally had the right to carry in Texas. He had the license for it, the permit for it. I feel like the Second Amendment fucking gun nuts should be all over this, right? And the NRA should be all over this because he was legally carrying a long rifle in an open carry state, but they're silent. They were silent on the killing of fucking Alton Sterling. They were silent on the killing of Philando Castile. They were silent on the, detaining of Mark Hughes, a law-abiding citizen exercising his Second Amendment right to bear arms. They were silent on that. Oh, but the NRA definitely sent out a statement this morning about how they're so shocked and saddened to hear about the Dallas police officers getting killed. But they didn't say anything about, one of their own carrying a weapon and being unlawfully detained, because there's a certain set of rules for us and a certain set of rules for everybody else. Mark Hughes, just him being a black person with a weapon, which people love to remind us is a legal right in this country, right? Legally bearing arms. Just him being a black person with a weapon made him a suspect with his fucking face plastered all over the news. And there have been no apologies issued. There have been no retractions made. Everybody's just going on business as usual, shrugging their shoulders like, oh well, mistake. Who the fuck cares? And it's just like, so even as we reel from our dead, the system continues to unjustly still come for the living, and he said, they tried to bury me, they tried to run a smear campaign against me. They couldn't find who it was for a while, so it was on some pin the tail on the Negro. We just gonna pick one and pin it on him. Like, this shit's wild. It's wild, and now him and his brother and his family members, they're getting death threats, For 17 hours, Dallas Police Department had that tweet up. I think they removed it now, but they had it up. It was on ABC, it was on NBC, and no one has apologized to this man. I mean, even if they did, they can't take it back. They leapt. How often do they tell us, well, wait for the facts, wait for all the facts to come, and don't rush to judgment. But they leapt to put this man's name and picture all over the internet, and there was no waiting for anything. Again, a different set of rules. But anyways, back to Micah Johnson. He was just a fed up person with a gun. A black man that fucking snapped. Like I said in my Roots video, there's a quote that they say in Roots. They treat you like an animal until you strike like one, and then they kill you like one. Cause and effect. I've seen so many, posts today on social media and heard so many people having conversations. I don't understand how we got here, and I don't understand how you could think that was okay. And, we just saw in less than a 28-hour period, 2 videos go viral of unarmed black men being killed. This is something that's been going on for years. I mean, this is something that's been going on for centuries, but this is something that's been playing out in the public eye for years. Lists and lists of names, But you don't understand how we got here, so you don't understand cause and effect. You don't understand that you're going to continue to treat people a certain way. You're going to keep pushing them, that they're going to start pushing back. Just like I was talking about in my fucking Becky with the good hair video. Cause and effect, actions and reactions. People don't want to think about the cause, right? They just want to think about the effect. So now we talk about dead cops, but not the 4 dead unarmed American citizens that came before, right? We talk about the effect now, but we don't talk about the cause. Cause and effect is real. Like, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And how, willfully ignorant and in your little bubble do you have to really be to really sit there and be like, I can't understand why somebody would do this. Like, I just don't understand what would drive somebody to do something like this. Like, the systemic and institutionalized racism, the state-sanctioned violence that's been enacted by us it's completely unreasonable to think that that might drive somebody fucking crazy and make them want to kill cops and then make them go out and do it? Y'all don't make no sense. Y'all don't make sense. Y'all don't make sense. Y'all don't make no sense at all. Y'all don't think. Plug my phone in. Really? Anyways. And now, people are trying to use this dumb ass fucking comparison of, well, it shouldn't matter because cops and dead black folks are the same, and dead people are dead people, and we all bleed red, and blah, blah, blah. And again, willfully ignoring the cause and effect of what's happening. Those cops versus fucking dead black people are not dead for the same reasons. The cops in Dallas are dead as a response to something that happened to us first. Cause and fucking effect. Like, if y'all don't get your fucking willfully ignorant asses out of my fucking face, like, it is just so absurd the way y'all don't even try to think. Don't even try to think. Don't even make attempts to think. Because, like, yes, all blood is literally red. Yes, all blood might be red. But, like, guess what? Those cops are dead because of the fucking dead bodies that came before them. The dead black bodies that came before them. Maybe if we had been getting justice, maybe if we had got justice for Trayvon Martin, maybe if we had got justice for Tamir Rice, maybe if we had got justice for Mike Brown, maybe if we had got justice for fucking Eric Garner, maybe if we had got justice for Sandra Bland, maybe if we had got justice for Rekia Boyd, maybe if we had got justice for John Crawford, maybe if we had got justice for Tony Robinson, maybe if we had got justice, those cops in Dallas wouldn't be dead. Maybe this blood is on the hands of white supremacy. Maybe y'all need to look at y'all own white supremacist system and stop the cause so the effect can stop happening. Maybe this is your fault. For treating people like animals until they strike like animals and people die. Did you ever think about that? And another thing that fucking annoys me about the all blood is red cops and black people are the same shit that annoys the shit out of me is that cops sign up for that shit. Cops sign up to be fucking cops. A cop killed in the line of duty like those Dallas cops knew what the fuck they were getting into. They love to remind us how dangerous their fucking job is, right? But we didn't sign up to be black. Being black should not be inherently dangerous like being a cop is dangerous. We didn't sign up for it. At the end of the day, they can take off the uniform and go home. We can't take off being black. Like, it doesn't even make sense as a comparison. It's not even comparable. Y'all just talk. Y'all just talk and say whatever. Whatever fucking rhetoric, flowery ass shit that fucking sounds nice but doesn't actually make any fucking sense when you hold it up to the light. Like, y'all just talk. Y'all just talk just to fucking hear yourselves fucking saying nonsense, pretending you give a shit about what's going on. Fucking think. Just think. Think for a second. What could have saved those people in Dallas? I know. Maybe if they had arrested the cops that fucking killed Philando Castile instead of putting them on a fucking paid administrative leave. Maybe if they had arrested the cops that killed Alton Sterling instead of putting them on paid administrative leave. Maybe then Micah Johnson wouldn't have felt compelled to go to the protest and shoot people up. Even though they have said that he's been planning this for a while, but again, it's just been going on for a while. Maybe if someone else that had came in the past had got justice, he wouldn't even have felt compelled to do it. Cause and effect. Get out of your bubbles. Oh my god, I don't understand how it got to this level. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't. How can someone be so angry? When you've been living in a country that's been treating you as property, and then as three-fifths of a human being, and then as a second-class citizen for 400 years, that shit's gonna have a motherfucking impact. And that is how we fucking got here. And anyone that doesn't know how we got here hasn't been paying attention. Period. You're not paying attention. You're pretending. You're talking. We got here because of the murder of Alton Sterling. We got here because of the murder of Philando Castile. We got here because of the murder of Sandra Bland. We got here because of the murder of John Crawford. We got here because of the murders of Tamir Rice, Rekia Boyd, Eric Garner, Mike Brown, Darian Hunt, Tony Robinson, the suicide of Khalif Browder. We got here because of McKinney, Texas. We're not here just because of dead cops. No. That is the effect, not the cause. Start looking at the cause. We did not get here because all blood bleeds red. We got here because of systemic racism, injustice, dehumanization, and state-sanctioned violence against Black people. That is how we got here, where we are sitting now. And that is why those people are dead. Period. And white supremacists, that's on y'all. Period. And white people that stay silent, that's on y'all. Period. And fake-ass white allies, that's on y'all. Period. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing else. It is what it is. Those dead cops are dead because people have reached a breaking point and violence begets violence. And it's real funny how people that were silent for days, the last 4 days, as we discussed the violence enacted against Alton Sterling and the violence enacted against Philando Castile and the unlawful detaining of Mark Hughes for carrying a legal firearm, suddenly have something to say about violence enacted against cops, and suddenly have something to say about fucking Micah Johnson carrying a weapon, but didn't have shit to say about Mark Hughes carrying a weapon. Funny how the NRA was literally silent for days on these deaths caused by gun violence and police brutality, but now they have something to say this morning. Funny how people that just celebrated a violent, bloody war for revolution on July 4th suddenly feel like violence is never the answer. Funny how people that are championing their right to bear arms after Orlando are now suddenly questioning why Mark Hughes legally open carried in his own state. It's real funny. It's funny how it's one set of rules for Black people and another set of rules for everybody else. It's very funny to me. It's a joke. It's a joke. You people are a joke. You people are fucking laughable with the shit that you say. And that's why I don't even engage with y'all, because it's not even worth it. It's like talking to a child. It's like talking to a child that doesn't know shit about shit. It's like arguing with the 3-year-old about why they can't have a steak. Like, nigga, because you got baby teeth. Like, what are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about? Y'all don't know shit. Ignorant. And love it. And love it. And bask in it. And don't want to learn. And don't want to have conversations. And don't want to think critically. And just want to talk and listen to yourselves talk. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even understand how we got here. Shh. While the grown-ups speak. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. And that's how we got here. And we're not going to go nowhere until shit changes. The AP had reports just today of some more fucking attacks on cops. Just like when somebody does a mass shooting and a school shooting, and there be ripple effects and waves, you know, fucking other shooters that came after Columbine so that they were inspired by Columbine. They're going to feel like, oh, he could do it. Maybe I could do it. We have to get past where we are. We have to understand how we got here. And we have to get past it. And that's all white supremacy. Period. Period. And every fucking cop that gets attacked, shot, killed, that is on you. If you are a fucking white person watching this shit, go look in the mirror and understand that that's on you. You. Your responsibility. Not Black Lives Matter. Not mine. Yours. So, I had some stuff I wanted to read you guys from Twitter and Instagram and shit like that. Like, sorry, I just like went off on a rant. I didn't mean to rant like that, but like the shit gets me hot because the shit don't make no fucking sense. It doesn't make sense. People say, oh my God, I don't understand how we got here. Really? Really? Pick up a book. Pick up a book. And that's how you'll fucking see how you got here. From Twitter. I like when people who always tell me not to blame all cops for police brutality tell me to blame Black Lives Matter for Micah Johnson. He had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. A big part of why he did what he did was because he felt like Black Lives Matter was not doing enough. Somebody said about the whole cops and Black people are the same. They could take the uniform off. We can't stop being Black. After ignoring deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, NRA expresses anguish about Dallas police shooting. Willfully ignored. Ignorant. This is from CBS. After they caught Micah, suspect seemed lucid during negotiations. He expressed killing white people and white officers. He has anger towards Black Lives Matter, for not doing enough. Somebody tweeted at the NRA, everyone needs guns in America. It's our constitutional right. Looks at black people with legal guns. Not you. And then they put hashtag NRA so white. And so I put a tweet. Somebody had put a picture of all blood runs red. This shit. Hold on, gotta unplug it so you can see it. Somebody had put like this. And I have replied like, cops sign up to be cops, which they love reminding us is a dangerous profession. We didn't sign up to be black. The comparison of dead cops to dead black people is not an apt comparison at all because we didn't sign up to be black. And we can't go home at the end of the day and take off our blackness and no longer have a target on our backs. It's not the same. Somebody said on Instagram, as the saying goes, you reap what you sow, cause and effect. Maybe if the justice system had done what it's supposed to do and held these crooked and cruel cops who killed innocent black people accountable and sent these men to jail, maybe those police officers wouldn't have died in Dallas. But these racists and law enforcement want to treat us and kill us like we're animals, then have the audacity to be outraged when there is a retaliation. Wake up, for every action there is an opposite and equal reaction. It's not that hard to understand. It's not that hard to understand. And anybody trying to shift the blame, and the attention and the narrative from the police brutality of this week to these dead cops wants to talk about the effect without talking about the cause. And y'all can sit around and talk about that shit till you're blue in the fucking face. But it doesn't change the fact that that shit was caused by something. And it's going to continue to be caused by something that's going on in this fucking country. And you could be willfully ignorant with your head in the sand if you want to. That's your prerogative. Like, I can't stop you. Somebody said that on Instagram. They're going to try and shift the focus now from the black murders to the cops that got shot. Somebody said more fatherless and motherless kids on both sides, cops and citizens. Y'all think that shit is cool? Y'all are bugging. Now, I replied. I said the funny thing about fatherless and motherless kids of cops is they signed up to be cops. We didn't sign up to be black, so it is not comparable at all. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. America has been sowing diseased, poisoned, toxic seeds for centuries now. And they're going to reap it until they decide they want to grasp this shit by the roots and pull it up and kill it. And I don't understand how to make that any clearer and how people can't understand that. It makes no sense to me. Literally. So, of course, there will be links in the description box as always. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time. Peace.